Hey guys, welcome to another OCD unboxing. This is Black Rose Wars with me and my daughter Kaylin. And this is Black Rose War in here. How big would you say this is compared to Hate?
1/2.
About 1/2, yeah. So this is a little bit smaller than the last one I unboxed. And that's mainly because this is only wave 1. So expect wave 2 whenever that comes. I'll be doing the same treatment for that. And there's actually going to be a lot more in wave 2 than wave 1 because it's like all the stretch goals and the the Lucifer expansion, all that kind of crazy cool stuff. So let's get started on this. So this should contain the base game and the Chrono expansion. Got some packing paper. See, here's the expansion right here. Very tightly packed with these, which I like. That's really nice. Oh, there's the Chrono expansion.
I'll take it.
There. And then down here is the base game. And I believe... Oh, I'm tipping it upside down. Unless I can take these out. We'll get it. There we are. Pull like you mean it. Oh, you show me up now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here. I got it.
I'm showing you.
It really takes two. For me, anyway. Alright. Take the box. No.
This one?
Yeah. There you are.
Or packing paper.
Alright. Zoom in. There we go.
I'll miss the face, dude.
Yeah, we'll do him after. Alright. So, what's nice about this is this should fit the Calyx kind of shelves that a lot of us use really well. Listen to that. That kind of worries me. Alright, check out the back here. Very minimalist. That's kind of cool. So it just kind of has some spotlight of 3D renders of the miniatures and the contents laid out. And then a list of it. And a little bit about it. 14 plus, 90 minutes. Sure. And 2 to 4 players. Cool.
So
all right.
That's like an hour something minutes.
Yeah, it's like an hour something minutes. I got it.
Fine.
Let's get it open. Maybe. There we go. There we go. All right. So,
rose.
yeah, Black Rose.
Yeah.
This is very matte, very kind of, it's nice. This has a spot UV. You can kind of see it shine there a little bit. Very nice, just on the Black Rose there, which I really like.
I got the bottom.
This is snug.
That's a bug.
All right, I think those deep walls make that really hard to open. But we're in. Okay, so I heard a lot. It may have just been this shifting around, because this is really flat. That's awesome. That's like perfect. Start with the rule book. Some cool art. Lots of moves. Let's see. Index. Do we got an index? Glossary. I always talk about the definition of common points. So when you say attack, you mean this. When you say an active room, you mean that. Frequently asked questions, an FAQ at the end. But doesn't look like there's an index. So 2 out of 3 perhaps there.
So check in the front.
Yeah, there might be an index in the front. Possible. It's possible. Table of contents. But no index. Again, it kind of depends on how it's organized. If it's organized where you don't need an index, that's fine. But I have a feeling you're mentioning things multiple times throughout. In which case, that's where the index really comes into play. But rulebook-wise, this looks nice and clean. Lots of call-outs, lots of pictures. Some diagrams, breakdown of, different icons or whatever. You got like this kind of stuff here, which is nice. So, alright, that's fine.
What's this one?
Ooh, what is this? Looks like a grimoire. I have a feeling this is... What is this? Like scenarios? Codex? Shoot, I should probably remember this. This looks like this has to do with all the different magic types that you have. So you can kind of look at them. This is kind of a reference sheet there. All the lodge tiles and what they do. So this you can keep with you to kind of look up everything. And then, ooh, background of characters. I love that. That's always great when they do that. That's fun. Some fancy painted miniatures. Mine aren't going to look like that.
Yeah, they are.
Not like that. All right. Where are we at now? Punch boards. Oh, look at that. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Oh, wow, that looks great too. Let's see. Nice and thick. Flat. Looks good. Do some punch outs here. Oh, yep. Love it. That passes the test. Great.
Catching sign then.
Yep. All right. You got it?
Yep.
Here. Let's take the rest out. And just put it in the box. Or, there you go. Okay, so it does have a lid. No dimple, so it will slide around a little bit.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead. Pop that off. It does clip on kind of nice, so and that's cool. I dig that.
There's a place to open it right there, Dad.
Yeah, whatever. This fits in right there. Keep that in here. So it looks like we got some little tiny roses.
Here's some more.
Take a look at the roses here.
These ones are so tiny. What color are those? Red?
These are red.
These are
I'm not gonna look at each color. No, don't open it. No. We'll just need to look at one of the roses. Very tiny.
Can I see?
You do not want to
These ones are, I think,
lose these. However, they seem to be quite nice.
These ones tinier.
No, that seems nice. Alright, and then you got your cubes. These, in fact, do come with a Ziploc. The roses do not.
Here's some green ones, too.
And these look like cubes. Look nice. Oh, here. Why don't you put these up?
Cubes.
Thank you.
3D cubes.
Alright, so this, again, nice inlay here. Really digging that. I gave it to you so you do a better job than me.
I got one.
Alright.
And you'll need to grab one.
And the miniatures. Here's Rebecca, I believe. Again, coming off the base. That's a very nice. Don't take them all out.
I know.
You lower the brightness on here a little bit. There you go. Let's try that. You can see it a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to get in here. So, some fair facial details. Her mouth is kind of not there. Definitely unicast here. That's alright. She does have her fingers, but man, are they tiny. I think that's Flash, perhaps, right there. Some embroidery here. That looks nice. I really like that. Yeah, that's good. I wonder if they put the embroidery where the seams are. That'd be hilarious. It almost looks like they did, because see how it comes down right here where it's not embroidered? So they hid the seam, unless it's coming down here. No, because then it goes right to the edge there. So yeah, that's just where it is. Yeah, I can see here's the seam, and here's that. If they had been able to pull that off, that would have been great. So there's a little bit of, you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that or not. Let me make sure that's focused. You got to keep me on the straight and narrow here, girl.
Okay.
So right here, there's a little bit of flash, and then right here's the seam. If they could have moved that over, it would have been great. It's always nice to follow ridges or corners or whatever. So this is like right, not quite in the corner, and not quite on the seams or in between. Sometimes you kind of can't really move around a whole lot. So this is supposedly a skull, but it looks like this half works, and this half, there's not really the rest of them. I'm not sure what's going on there. Plenty of small details. This is not attached, which means it does come to a point. It's like spine thing here. And of course the textured base, which you can probably see better on other ones. These are like these robot chicks. Are you just handing me the girls first? You're just handing me the girls first, aren't you? Okay, fan looks great. These ribbons look really cool. I really like the design here, and this design's painted on, so it's super easy to paint. Quite exaggerated, that's for sure, which will make it easy. Okay, she's got most of her fingers there. a seam right down the middle. That's kind of a bummer, but her face is better. You can see her lips here, so she actually has her full face. It gets a little muddy here. I'm not sure what detail that's showing there. A little bit of cleanup here. The base is very well detailed. Very nice base. I like that. They stamp all the bottom ones. I don't know where you got this.
What do you think we should do?
I like this guy. Just because he's floating.
Yeah.
Alright, so again, you can tell he was put onto the base. You can see a little bit of a gap there. That is totally fine. You can fill that in if you need to. It's a pretty good assembly job there. His feet looks like they're better than that other chick's. They look a little bit bigger because of the boots. Full facial detail on this one. You're not keeping me in the center, girl.
Sorry.
That's alright. Alright, so again, his mouth is open. He's got a full expression. This is probably the best mini I have seen so far. Again, assembled here. Kind of around this part here. He's got these fireballs going up. Yeah, I like this one. This one's nice. This is great. These are really deep. You can either paint it or shade it or however you want to do it. He's got some like chiseled robot abs going on there. I don't know why they're so form-fitted. Are we doing... gosh, I forgot her name. Doesn't it start with an N? Kind of the druid lady here. That still seems really bright, huh? Let's lower that a little bit.
I won't even be able to see the springs in that.
That's alright. Oh, see just fine. That's perfect. Look at that. Alright, let's see here. So, okay, her fingers, pretty good. You at least got the texture there. They're certainly not separated, but they'd be too small because this is a true scale, not like a heroic scale or anything like that. So there's a little bit of post showing on this. Her hooves were not pushed all the way down. So I might have to either fill that in, which I could do, or cut her off.
Or maybe she's just lifting her leg up.
And she has a post under it? Like, this is the bottom of her foot, and there's a little post in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but on both of them you can kind of see it. So, not the best assembly on this one, but that's alright. It is fixable, at least it's right there. She is really glued in, though, which is nice. You can see her tail coming out, her long hair. The hair is definitely separate from the cloak. Sometimes that melts together. The little tiny details of these came out like they didn't break or anything. That's fantastic. That's really good. I can't tell if that's an ear or flash. I'll have to look at it closer. Like the braided hair here. Yeah, she came out good. Assembly issue down here aside. That came out good. Oh, she go right here?
Yeah, I want to see her.
Oh, you want to see her. Okay, here's the last of the kind of wizards or mages or whatever they're called in this one. He's got this thing floating here. Obviously, it has to be attached, so it's attached here and here. Seems pretty secure. It's not going to pop out or anything, which is nice. Some great small detail here on him. It's very, very nice. His hat came out good. Cloak is awesome. No seams on the cloak, unlike Rebecca's here. There is a seam here on his foot. Which is slightly raised. I do appreciate the pose on this one. Definitely. I don't know what this is here. Why is there a line here? I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's almost like maybe he scooted his foot. I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. Either way, very nice. I like this one. Yeah, he came out great.
This one, her ears are so tiny, but they're elf ears.
They're little elf ears? Yeah, she's like some weird animal thing. Alright, and we're done with tray 1. I'm going to go put the lid on. Oh no! This is why you put a lid on every tray. Because there is no lid on the bottom of this. I'm going to break stuff.
He's trying to kill us.
Yeah, see that? That's how upset I am. Put a lid on it. So when you're not doing this with hate, Ludus Magnus Studio's done it with this. If you're putting a tray, get the lid. Otherwise this happens. And then you ruin my unboxing and everybody sees it and it's embarrassing. Not for me, I didn't do it. Alright. This, at least nothing looks broken here, which is nice. I don't know if he goes like that. That being said, I do appreciate the tray. This will look great all painted. We got black here, very nice. So it's almost like a smoky color. I dig that. I dig that. Alright, let's look at these guys because they're really cool. Oh, they snap in? Oh, see? Okay, so that's too tight. That would rub any paint off. I'd probably have to put them in loose. Yeah, see, that's like a That's too tight. And then not tight enough on these guys, huh? Alright, that being said, look at this guy. You saw me. This is probably the first time I kind of went OCD on on miniatures for you guys. When I actually looked at the 3D model of this, they had it on the Kickstarter. I was geeking out over everything. So, you know, the pose, how he's slightly turned here, the sacks here, I liked that. It kind of looks like he's obviously prepared to travel or whatever. I love the shoulder pad, you know, wolf head looking thing here. And
he looks like a Super Saiyan cat.
He looks like a Super Saiyan cat. He's Super Saiyan 3, most definitely. Keep me centered. Alright. Looks great, looks great. Here's where you would put the little roses in. Looks like there's a little bit. I'm assuming that'll still fit a rose in, a little bit of piece there. Yeah, he looks great though. So again, tiny seam here, not noticeable, just fine. Symboled here as well. Looks good. Looks good. I got a rose. Here, let's... Here, put that down. Let's try that middle one where it's kind of iffy. Yeah, look at that. Looks great. That one fits all the... Ooh. Oh, that's tight. Ooh. And that one... Yeah, that works good. There you go. Yeah, you go take that out. Alright, so here's your normal kind of skeletal soldier looking guy. Again, barely on the base. I love that. It looks like his toes are touching it. His toe bones or whatever, which is an awesome look. The cape flowing out here, his face, you know, big and open and screaming. How he's holding his sword looks like he's just kind of almost dragging it. Like he might swing it up, but he's all just kind of... It just gives this sense of lumbering. His bent knee kind of barely balanced, and then how he's holding his sword and leaning a little bit into it. Just really, really great sculpt design here. Really like that one. I don't need another rose. Alright, and then you get the upgraded. Oh, again, way too tight. For painting, anyway. The upgraded guys, which look way meaner. Just, I mean, much more sure of himself, right? How he's holding it, how he's stepping forward with the bent knee here. Just definitely, you know, his facial expression is showing here. Just all around a much better design here. So you'll notice here, this is bent a little bit right here. Hot water would fix that. It's just super tiny. It's probably bound to happen with the plastic. But you can kind of see a little bit of how bent it is there. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of a curve. Great sculpt design then. Okay, so we got 2 altars. Oh my goodness. Why did they do this? I know, I guess it helps them in the shipping, but it hurts us as consumers. Alright, so here we got kind of a tiny little angel, and the details here are actually pretty good. She's got an essential face here. That's nice, and she doesn't really have, like, she has a tiny hint of fingers. You'd pretty much have to paint in those details, but that's small, that's okay. Some nice embroidery here. A seam right in the front leg. Unfortunate. Put that to the side if you can. Maybe put it in a wrinkle. Anytime it's in the front, like, I always hate when it's like down somebody's leg. Because it's about as obnoxious as it could get, unless it was like split in half. Texture on the wings is nice. I like the kind of double layer here. Very cool. I like that one.
This one you can kind of see, like, mess up right there.
A little bit of a mess up. Let me see what you're looking at here. Oh yeah, so right here they put a little bit too much glue when they glued it on here. Let me focus that in for you. Okay, so right in here. There you go. Right there. You can kind of see the a little bit too much glue. Be hard to trim that area too. All right, here's kind of the, I'm guessing the opposite of the angel kind of altar here. Yeah, I don't quite recall what all these are. I like the little talismans or whatever are hanging here. The fungus growing on the wood is a nice touch. It's a smart decision, I think. The hooded cloak without a person there. Very cool design. I like that one. Alright, let's see how bad this next one is. Maybe I shouldn't have shaken it. Oh, look, a lid! That's awful nice.
And the the middle one didn't have a lid?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
this one's heavier. This is where all the weight is.
That's why you don't shred stuff, Dad.
Yeah, well.
They're not
A lot
maracas.
of times I like to store it vertical. Oh, I think we got tape. Yeah, we got tape.
Yep, we got tape.
There we are. Here. Okay, so here are your character boards. These are nice and thick because you're going to be slotting stuff in here, and this is nice. So you can see kind of where the tags were. Just kind of throughout. Those are kind of bad, but these are nice. They got a nice kind of shine to them. Full art on the back. That's awesome. Really like that. She looks like a fawn.
Yeah, I think
because she's got the goat feet.
Yeah.
And this is where you'd place everything here. These are not slots, so it would be kind of loose here, and I think you put stuff either up or above or below. Or anyway, those are nice. Very thick. I really like that.
Where do you put the roses? Oh.
The roses go on the people. Alright, and this guy. Look at how cool he is. Again, the facial definition's great, but his whole body's put into it, so he's like egging somebody on. You know, kind of like, get over here kind of thing. Again, with the seam right along kind of the middle here, towards the front, not even towards the back. Kind of unfortunate. Some special attention to that would be appreciated. Down the side of the leg here, which is a little bit better, and not as noticeable. I like that there's a little bit of basing here. He's definitely on some books and some skulls and whatnot. That's kind of exciting. And in fact, I imagine him stepping on books is kind of representative of his attitude towards the mages, so you can kind of read into that a little bit. Really cool eye belt helmet thing going on here. Another seam here. Great texture. Great texture on here. This will take a wash perfectly. It's like the perfect amount that I would want. Get that a little bit closer for you guys. For a wash, I mean, it'll work beautifully there. I like that. Slightly bent here, though it might. It's kind of hard to tell. These aren't pinched in. Yeah, see how this is. So this one is curved this way, and this one curved that way.
I took that one out.
Oh, so you ruined it.
Yes, I did.
Good texture on here. This will actually show up on the wing, which I always appreciate. A lot of times I'll put really fine detail on wings, and then it makes it to where it won't show up. But this is just... it's probably just enough where it'll show up. But again, really close. You couldn't dry brush it. You'll have to paint it on anyway. It's not that raised. Yeah, I like this guy. This is cool. Love his like spiky horns. Dig that. Very cool.
This is also another reason why I don't shape the boxes.
Are you yelling at me on my own video?
Yes.
I'm gonna fire you. Let's take these boxes out. Look at that. I don't know. I'm assuming just spacers for shipping. However, that means now that they're out, and I don't know how to put it back together, keep them for now. Maybe I'll reuse them. Then once I unbox it from their shipping, it's just going to rattle more.
On the parts?
So maybe, and they might have actually included enough space here for all the expansion stuff, perhaps. So that if you did end up, getting everything in like wave 1 and wave 2, that you'd fill it up. I don't know. All right, kind of a playing card. You hear that? Kind of texture to it. I'm not sure what that's called, but definitely feels like a playing card. About as thick as one as well. That's what I would put it as anyway. It looks like the edges are just bare kind of paper material. So if these were to get wet, this might survive a little bit, but it would soak in on these edges. My assumption. So don't drink your drink of choice near there. I like the kind of almost the look of like a hand-drawn symbol on here. I really dig that. And it also helps make these symbols pop out a lot more, which is great. I'm looking at the colors here. Again, I'm slightly colorblind, so they seem different enough to where I think I'm okay with it. Ooh. And it looks like you get a lot here.
Want some cards?
Yeah, hold on. Alright. So, what do we got here? I'll take a look at these. These look pretty different. These look about the same. These look a little different, but not as exciting. Let's look at these. These look cool. Why don't you leave them alone for a little bit?
Huh?
Why don't you leave them alone for a little bit?
They're organizing.
Don't worry about it. The unboxing. Abominations. These are spawn cards, I'm assuming, of some kind. You got the Cerberus with the red hair, not the yellow. Divine Altar. Infamy of Crete. Oh, wait. We don't even have this guy yet, right? This is a... we didn't even get that miniature yet.
Wait, what miniature?
I'm aware of. Malakato, we got those. Mutant Altars, we got those. And Bonite. So that's interesting that they included this guy. And I didn't see him in here.
Wait.
That guy. No, he wasn't. He's a bigger guy. He would have been like this. Alright. So again, no baggies or kind of sense of separation here. So now they're kind of really mixed together there, for better or worse. We got a ton of cards here. These are all the schools of magic, so I'm just going to open one. Let's go red, because red's fun. Woo, that was loud.
Yeah.
Alright. Same texture. Same thickness, which means these are a little bit more vintage because they're larger, so it's a kind of a bigger surface area here. We'll get to the Chrono. It's not in there. I really like the white to separate the black from the red. Sometimes, yeah, put that down. Sometimes they'll put black on red because it is a cool combination, but if it's not, this isn't bold text or anything, so the white really helps it, and it gives it kind of a unique look too. Did they do the white on all of them? I think they did. Yeah, which is nice. I like that. Except the black, which has kind of a gold lettering to it.
Blue.
Yeah, I'm talking about the white kind of highlight on everything. Very nice. Like those. On the back, they all look the same. Can you put them in sideways? Yes. With room to sleeve, by the looks of it, I would say so. Right, what is this? This is cool. A little bit easier to open, too.
This is so deep I can't even stick my whole finger through.
Okay, again, same texture, same thickness here. These are your different schools of magic here. And then on the back, it kind of just tells you, it looks like what is included in each one. I bet these are separators of some kind. I'll have to look at the manual, but I bet these help separate them somehow. Maybe this, I don't know. Maybe not. That'd be kind of nice if they did, though. And then it looks like just 4 for the 4 players, kind of quick reference cards there. This gets a little bit hard to read. It's fine in this lighting, but some gaming dens are pretty dank.
So this is deeper than my finger.
These are all the tiles.
There's more.
All the way down. I got it. All right. Yeah, I'm already going to mix them up. That's fine. Anyway, same as the one at the top there, which looks like it's mainly because you're going to use it every time in this presentation. There is a front and back to it. It looks like one is punched, one is not. So one has arena and then arena. I don't recall the difference of all of them, but that's how you kind of hook them all up. All right, you're going to have to organize that now. Sorry.
Give it all to me.
In the meantime... All right, this is the Chrono expansion. So in the back, it will show you, again, just the 2 minis that are in here, and then kind of his special big room tile. It might be multiple that you put together, but I believe it's always that big. And then kind of the character sheet and whatnot here. Because you get Medusa, the caretaker, which we voted on. They did a great Kickstarter, by the way. Ludus Magnus Studio really knows how to run a Kickstarter when it comes to just involving the backers and, making things fun and all that kind of stuff, which is nice. I quite enjoyed it. Only thing I don't like is the wave 2. I can't stand 2-wave shipping. Not that I want to wait longer, because it is. Alright, so I was just saying this is the same thing as normal here. And then we got a little bit of punch board. Again, probably the same. Yep, just as good. Yeah. Some kind of, looks like a health here. I'm assuming you put the gems in here, and maybe when you're fighting him or whatever.
Want to work out? Help somebody record.
Yeah, that's right. You out of breath? Need a break?
No. I'm not taking a break.
Alright, looks like one extra in its own packaging. That's fun. Kind of separator or info card or whatever these are. Okay, again, a spacer. Great for shipping. Kind of silly for the consumer. You've already seen these. This is looks like just more like room cards or something like that, or attack cards, and then obviously the new myth one there. So it is 7. Oh, this is kind of interesting because there's no front and back here. So this is again the thing I showed you where it's like 5 different rooms set up differently. And we are here now. All right. Now she is very much out of her thing here, so let's make sure she's not broken. So this is Medusa again. This was voted on. This is what everybody voted for. I can't even remember what the other. I think it was whether or not it's a kind of a Medusa-like lady or if it's a human. I think were our 2 options. So beast or human, and we went with beast. I hate painting round coiled snakes because the angles are weird. This doesn't seem terrible here. This is probably the worst part, is painting, you know, kind of right in here when you get your brush in, and, you know, because brushes are straight. But again, great textured base. So a little bit of a rough transition here by the looks of it, perhaps. Do like the spikes here. Good separation here between the bottom and the top. Some cool snake designs here. I'm not sure what she is. So here's her thumb and her hand. So her hand is well defined here. Oh, sorry. You have not helped at all with that, have you? Oh, thank you. All right. So in here you can see her hand right here. She's holding some kind of like lantern that looks like it's smoking up or whatever. It's kind of cool. These are the heads of the snakes here poking out. She's got her armor here. A little soft detail here where there's like barely a line here by the looks of it. And it looks kind of rough. I'd need to trim that down. And then there's a trim even on like the edge of the snake. The one thing I can see about these minis are the detail seems nice. Oh, this is really loose. Look at that. That's crazy. I'm surprised it didn't attach it right here, because I think you could have. I might just, after I paint it, just glue that right here so it's a little bit more sturdy. Anyway, but they'll require quite a bit of cleanup. They're definitely not the cleanest minis when it comes to that. So again, the seam goes right here, and then right here. A little kind of rough there, but some good detail. I'm not sure. Don't force her in. Yes, I don't even know how she goes in. Whatever. And for the big bad boy here. Oh, again, definitely not. See, so there's a. Don't worry about it. So right here, there's a lip here, and if nothing else, I'm gonna cut this so I can actually put him in, because when you paint him, he's completely just wasted here. There we go. So this lip right here, I would love if that didn't exist and instead it had a lid with a dimple on it to keep it there. However, look at this guy. I mean, he's nice and big.
I think that's a girl.
Very thick. No, it's a guy. I think this is a guy too. So I think the story goes that like he gets eternal life by feeding on his victims. So that's why this guy's here, and this is why he's not having fun. You can see the facial definition here. His staff is made up of like arms and hands. He's just kind of a nasty dude. He's got like some skull face thing here. Looks like he's even got a beard. I don't know what's going on. Some great detail on the blade here. Tons of cords in here. The veins look great. They're popped out and nice. Good detail there. This is probably the best miniature in the whole thing. A lot of it comes from the size. You can get really good detail when they're this big. There's a random hair on it. Some stitching here on his skin there, which is a nice touch. I really like that. Again, you got kind of the hands and like potion bottles. I don't know if those are glowing. That'd be cool. It'd be a nice effect on there. Giant kind of whatever fin, heat sink fins here.
There's a face right there and a face right there.
Yeah, he's got faces and a face right there and a face right there. He's got faces all over the place. Very cool. Chrono is awesome. Now the one bummer is painting here. Painting here is no fun. or painting here. That's just part of the pre-assembled pieces, obviously, because it was kind of attached here, glued here. And so with that off, if it hadn't been pre-assembled, you could paint it a lot easier. But
I think he's
then
like
you would be able
as
to,
big as
to do it.
Batman.
And what I like is he's kind of, if you can see, leaning forward and down, so it kind of gives that hunched view, especially with his arm down like that. Very cool. Love it.
He's kind of
Very
as
awesome.
big as that miniature over there.
Yeah, kind of. All right, so that is Black Rose Wars Wave 1. This is what you got for kind of the base game for Wave 1. Most of the stuff is in Wave 2,
Anything
including the
under here?
Lucifer expansion. No, there's nothing under here. Just a box. Alright guys, so that is my OCD unboxing. If you appreciate the effort I put into this to show you everything and critique it and tell you exactly the quality and what you're getting, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more, including the Wave 2 whenever that does come. And thanks for watching. Now that I've gotten a closer look at some of these miniatures, I actually want to talk through this kind of roundtable here. So, like I said, in just looking at them, not this close up, there's a lot of cleanup involved in these. These are, I don't want to say messy per se, but there's a lot there. I mean, you can see lines going across people's faces, down their, their legs, down whole sides of them. They're just kind of in a bit of rough shapes. The detail level is really nice, and I'm mostly happy with it. This Medusa character is probably one of my least favorite. Her head is just, like, her face is good, but the headpiece is just kind of a blob, and she's got this like line going, across all the snake heads, which is going to be a pain in the butt to clean up, along her torso front, which is also a huge bummer. It's just hard to get it smooth on skin like that. You get Rebecca here. She doesn't really have much lips definition there. But then this guy here, again, one of my favorites. I think he looks pretty great. He's got some cleanup, but I would consider probably about normal for how many multi-piece he is. But again, fantastic face there. So there's just, it's kind of hit or miss. I appreciate the detail level, and I appreciate the crispness of a lot of it, though sometimes it's not that much, like on Rebecca's skull. It'll loop around here, and we'll be able to see that again real quick. And then, of course, ones like this Medusa, where the mold lines are just borderline like anti-painter in my mind. It's kind of rough. So on the side here of Rebecca, you should be seeing the side of a skull, but you don't really, like on the waist. It's kind of barely there. These, I think, fare a little bit better. However, there's still some bad ones. And I actually just took these out willy-nilly, not looking at it. The Cerbero here, you notice even his face has like 3 mold lines that meet and then like go out. It's like the Death Star shooting a laser out of his face kind of thing, where the points meet and then just go. Again, a lot of mold lines down his arms and whatnot. I looked at the other 2 and they're better. You see here down his leg that's up front, there was just a huge mold line where the 2 molds met together, right in half of the leg. Super unfortunate there. Again, on the little guy, you can see on the side of his leg, at least it's the side, that's a little bit nicer than, right across his foot. But, and then, this guy with his arm kind of outstretched. So again, sculpt design, fantastic. Detail level, I think it's great. I'm very happy with these miniatures. They're just a little messy. And I might complain a bit more than some about cleanup, but I think I also clean up the minis more than a lot too. I can see myself spending an hour cleaning up that Cerbero at least before I can even prime him to put paint on him. And I don't know if I want to spend an hour per miniature just to be able to start to paint them. So I'm going to have to kind of make a judgment call on what I will and won't paint. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this kind of mold line situation okay? Am I just being picky? Am I being OCD?
As I've been told, I do kind of critique a lot here. Not because it's my job or anything, and not because I enjoy complaining. I just want things to be better, and I want to see improvement, and you'll never see improvement if you just always say good enough. There's always room for improvement. The fact that I complained during my Kingdom Death Monster unboxing should show you that. Again, the mold line down the leg, like right in the front, even the outstretched leg, it's a bummer. You know, that's again on that one, I can probably clean that up pretty quick. That's not too bad. I'm not too concerned about that. Though again, when you're designing the molds for these in the factories, when you're breaking up the miniature in ZBrush or whatever program you're using, especially if you want the miniatures to be prominent and detailed and a selling point in the game, you got to think about these things a little bit. But again, fantastic sculpt design. I love the talismans dangling down. I love the kind of the hood without a person there, but it's as if there's a head there. The fungi on the stump, really smart move. So there's some great details, and I almost think that hurts it. And when it comes to me complaining, because you have such great sculpts, such great concepts, and such good design, and honestly, such good detail. The fact that these feathers have textures and they're that small, that's outstanding. That's fantastic. I love that. I'm just a little bit bummed on there. Overall, I would rate the miniatures as good. They would be upgraded to great if they had better mold line and just kind of more cleanliness to them. So good, not great. Cardboard, great to fantastic. Storage, I want to give them like a B- because at least there is a storage solution there. But there is some key issues there where like those square tokens, they don't fit in there. I don't know if they were just tested or not, but they don't work. And then of course the lack of the lid, and then the snap-in trays, which is a huge bummer. This guy, again, fantastic. Can't wait to paint him. He probably won't be my first miniatures because he'll take a while, and you guys don't want to wait a month for this. So I'll be painting somebody else here soon. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see painted. Would it be the heroes? Would it be some of the enemies? Maybe some quick alters? Let me know. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you didn't subscribe, if you appreciate this kind of critique level unboxing where I'm not just hype, but I'm being real and honest with you, my honest opinions of the components in the game and the eventual review here shortly, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to see more, and as always, thanks so much for watching.
So, for now, let's get to... I messed up completely. I ruined the whole shoot.
Why?
I don't know why.